Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. All right, let me do a little bit of admin work, and then I'll go over only two charts, okay? The two charts that I have that are up and live. I have a third one for XBT USD, so maybe we'll show what's going on with that chart, but just so that I can do something quickly so that you guys can kind of see what my vantage is on what is happening with price right now, okay? So hold on for just a moment. Let's get this, make sure that we're live, as we always do. Just gotta make sure, no matter who you are, no matter what you're up to on YouTube, it's a good idea to make sure that you're live, and we are. Just take a picture. Okay. Go over to an event. Go ahead and welcome your own chat. And I always try and put a timestamp in. And started at 9:47 p.m. EST. And today we're going to just go over BTC USD and LTC USD only. It's really simple. Always upvote your own stream. And on the right hand side, I can kind of see if we're conflicting with anyone. And it doesn't look like we are too much. Okay, that's good. Okie dokes, thank you for the thumbs up, Mr. Thumbs Up. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's get going. First chart up. We're doing the hangout style too, so it will be a little bumpy here, but we'll get going through. So this is the 15-minute, but as per usual, we do the Condor's Pass, and in this particular Condor's Pass, we'll do the daily. I think this gives you pretty much enough information. This is an unperfected fib, so I still have to pick up the high, which is 1988.91. We can actually do that now. 18, what was it again? Move this over. The high was 19,891. Go to coordinates, 19,891. And we'll go OK. Right now it took it over a bar, but that's all right. So now we've got our high up here, and our low was this low here, which was 57.55. So we'll correct this here again. 57.55 on the low end, 57.55. I'm not too sure if you can see the menu when I'm making these modifications. Okay, so now we have a perfected Fibonacci. No big deal, right? Doesn't scare anybody, doesn't shame anyone. We have the Fibonacci high to low, and we probably could do another swing high to low to get a little bit more data, more granular view. We could probably also do not only a low to high, and then we would get another spectrum, which will help us define where there's confluence, where there's more price, that price has been there more frequently. But pretty much the question is like, what the hell's going on? What are we really looking at? We'll notice too that my settings are an 8, 41, 243. These are only 3 of the components of Ruby. Anyone that's heard me before knows that that's what I show and showcase for the most part. So it's just 3 of the settings. We have the 8 in a goldenrod color. The aqua is the 41, and then the 243 being the biggest EMA. These are all EMAs. We'll go into the 4-hour. Sure, a lot of you guys already know that we're coming off, right? The major cross was up here. This is the primary cross. Being that it did not survive the 236, it had a chance to bounce. Actually, it did bounce here once and then fell through. So if you didn't catch the short off the top, then you had an opportunity I'm sorry, this is when the 243 rolled over. I'll have to go in a little bit further and deeper. But this is where the 243 The 41 crossed down underneath the 243. This is a signal to go short. The right shoulder, you'll notice the right shoulder pick up of the 236 at 9,091, lifted off but did not go over the apex. That's the tell. There's an apex over here too. The trade was going to continue short. So all things are fair and good. Everyone knows about these interim legs that we got, remember, in the 4-hour. Interim legs to go long, follow through, the shorts following through, another ledge to go long, the follow through, and then what happens is that these legs to the upside get weaker, and what now you're looking for is the sign for the double bottom, and we're almost there. So we get that, we get almost the tag of the double bottom, and then we get another long. This once again is a very weird, and when we go in a little bit deeper too in this pattern, it's kind of odd because it entered the channel long, and if the channel holds, and you'll see of course that it didn't, if the channel holds, then of course we can, march up the channel, and then you're waiting for their price maybe in this area here to blast off. And as a matter of fact, it did have that incredible activity, this candle that went up very high, and it's basically magneting off of this apex area here. I hope you guys can see that. 4-hour. Well, zippity doo dah into the 2-hour, now that you have all that information. Once again, the EMAs are migrating themselves. The basic training is done on the 60-minute, but you can see that plenty of opportunity. 8 crosses the 41 crosses the 8, and the 243 could have taken that short. Same thing with here, taking that short, and then of course when it turns around. But everyone, of course, looking at that right shoulder. What you want to see happen is that right shoulder really needed to be deeper, and you've heard a lot of comments about, oh, we want it to go deep, Well, it could have gone deeper, and that would have been, if it had recovered, it would have been better, because off of this apex here, we would have really seen a lovely move and continued stronger move to the upside. But this right shoulder is kind of, a lot of people going to be examining what's going on with that right shoulder, because you'll notice the cross when you get into the smaller time frame here. Here's the 1 hour. The Mac Daddy. There's nobody that I don't know that would not have loved to have taken this long off of the bottom, ruby cross long, take the long. The channel is immediately established. I mean, immediately established. Anybody could have taken a line, 45-degree line off of this price here. Same with this price here, and 45. This is a perfected channel, by the way. But what happened? We fell through. We kept falling through this channel, being very kind of clumsy and not really very, it's performing more like kind of like a clown on a trapeze or whatever. I mean, we have some great tags and everything else, but you'll notice that the heel of the entry, what you want is that this continues to the upside, and we're getting higher highs. Except for then we have the scare right here, where the channel is going a little deeper too, so you can see that. Here's the scare of the channel line. There it is right here. Really horrible. The 243 is crossed over the channel line. This is a very depressing moment for price, because not only does it think that it can go back in, the EMAs have caught up, the 5-minute of course, the EMAs have caught up enough that it's basically dictating what's going to happen. So as the 243 barrels down, it goes through the channel, it lifts up price temporarily, and now, guys, I will show you what is going on here now. We are in a squeeze between the channel line. The 8 is threading price, very dangerous place to be. The 41 is up above. It's a short signal. The 8 is down below, squeezed up against the 243. So we're going to have another probably fireworks show, midnight half, something like that probably will happen. Let's see if you guys have any questions about this chair. Any questions? Hi, guys. You guys have any questions? Let me just see. I'll be patient. You guys kind of follow all that? Do you want to present a challenging argument? Do you have something that's maybe more sinister to the downside? How you got that? Okay. If you have a challenge to it, bring it on, okay? This is just how I operate. Remember, my idea is just one idea. And we all know that there are thousands of ideas out there about what could happen. We all work on different time frames and different attitudes. We approach all of this very differently. There's not two of us that think alike. But that's where we are on BTC USD. We're conflicted. We are a bull under stress, which we really have been. There only was when we presented that little right shoulder, was it where in a way I had to be more in agreement with the bearish motive, but it was still a bull under pressure or a bull under stress. Like we're still, I mean, we're fighting for our life down here. There's no way around any of that. But there's still a presentation that we could stay within this channel line. Clearly, if we're going to head for that right shoulder, it should be deep and swift and give us something that we can latch on to. And then if that breaks, then as I've been saying, it is going to get medieval on our asses, and it's going to be horrible. Okay, guys? I just want to let you know, if this does break down, if there are no other lines, there's no other defenses, there's no other, like sovereign that's going to, I'm talking about a sovereign government that's going to come through and save this, we will go through medieval times, okay? Just letting you know. Hal says, I like your structure. What do you think the chances are for upward versus downward? It looks like it will be violent either way. So speaking of that, so Hal sees the same sorts of things. It's so tender that the only way, if you've ever seen a bullfight, you come out, you're all there, you got it going on, and then that first, lance goes in between your shoulder blades, and then you're thinking, no, I got this, and then the second lance in between the shoulder blades, and you, then of course you're, all of that movement to save your life starts to come through. That's why we have conflicts, and not just on the personal side, but we have price conflicts. We have weird shit going on in the market itself, which really shouldn't be inviting weird shit at all. And so you have all this price, and it's not just volatility. Volatility, we can, us great traders can handle the volatility. It's not really that so much. It's that there's an unclarity. It's very unclear. It's beyond not knowing what's going to happen. It becomes kind of a glazed eye, kind of. I know I'm being very dramatic, but this is why we're seeing things in such a muddled way, because the price just does not know what the hell is going on. My Nightbot will be coming through, so never mind that, right? Because it deals with all sorts of other things, the cookbook and trader stuff and all of that. Okay, but of course, Hal is wanting to know, what do you think the chances are for upward versus downward? What do I think the chances are? Well, I know that the trade is short, and the chances that we're going to remain short are pretty high until we can put in a solid low right shoulder. The more that we resist putting in a good solid right shoulder, then the short will continue in a very, like you say, violent way. For me, I say a very medieval way. So the chances are I mean, it's pretty bad. I don't really look at things that way, what the chances are, but I do look at time, because then I can, we can structure a trade based on time. That's why I said tonight, maybe even with the squeeze that's on us, that the 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock hours may present, some clarity. But then again, it's on a Friday morning in the U.S. It's a weird week with the holiday, and then of course all this other stuff. That's why I said in the big room that I was trying to wait for like 48 hours from day before yesterday, like a good 48 hours before I had kind of a thesis. So it's really bad. Okay, anyone else that has another question before we move on to Litecoin? Litecoin. Anybody? Give me a thumbs up to let me know that I should move on to Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin. All right, now with this one, what I have to do is I have to bring down my Hangout window so that I can bring up the other window, okay? So hold on just a moment. To take my Hangout, I have to stop screen sharing, that's all, so just stay with me. Stop the screen share. There's the famous big red button. And then let me bring up the Litecoin chart. And yeah, okay, good enough. We'll move on to Litecoin. Yep. Do the same setup, we'll do the same condors pass, and however it is that you guys do, get your charts to me and I'll put them up, or we'll try and figure out how to bring you back onto the Hangout side, if that's your thing. Okay, Hangout, and we need to do a screen share, application, Litecoin, and share. And present to everyone. Okie dokes. Okay, Litecoin, same thing. This is a 2-hour chart, but you basically know kind of where, because Litecoin is followed pretty much, but we'll show the daily. Same thing, I do not have a perfected Fibonacci, I don't think, although I did present my high and my low. I did make a decision. This is more like an executive decision about where I would put my high and my low Fibonacci. I arrived at the 50% mark, and so we got some price confluence there, so we knew the trade has been short, clearly, not just with what Ruby has said, but clearly there's no argument that the trade has been short. Same thing, great rejections to apex longs. Follows through on the short, present the right shoulder, try and make another move up. The move fails at the 382. I mean, this is classic Magic Mountain trading right here. It is classic. Without 226.78 in our sights, nothing can happen with Litecoin. You'll notice over here the cup and handle where we are right now. You notice this cup right here, okay? I'm just going to call it a cup or a bowl or a base. That neckline is something that you might be able to rely on for the upside, which is just a few dollars above where we are right now. This is the 1 day. The 1 day. Let me zoom in. Do it the same way to go 4 hour. So you guys know where that line is coming from now. Let me zip it here so you guys can see that once again the 243 is scooping up price, protecting it from lower lows. It's now dancing inside of the channel, but it fell out of the friggin' channel too. Same thing. 243 protecting though, very interestingly so. Gave lots of clear signals. I'm not going to call this a trap. It's just an opportunity for some trading to go on. For there to be a little bit of volatility to go on. Is it tailored? Well, let's go into the 2 hour. Do a 2 hour and see it. Is it tailored? Yes. The 243, the 8, the 41 all cross at the same point to give us this momentum to enter yet a channel. Anyone can draw the 45 degree. on a channel, even if this print doesn't exist, you can still, from a high print, especially if it's a wick, go ahead and just get into your chart and do a 45-degree line. So you have some idea. If that channel is worth anything, it will present itself in a 45-degree angle first. Same thing with the very first low. Get a rejection of that, and anytime that maybe you've got some other things that you look at. It could be a prior apex where price isn't going above. It could be whatever that tells you, this is the first low that I can put in to go ahead and draw 45. Now, in some sophisticated platforms, a Bloomberg terminal, for example, you can have 45s anytime that you want, so that you can see and see and see. Is price staying and is it coordinated? Okay, that's the 2 hour. The 1 hour, very closely, same channel. Don't worry about if it's log or algorithmic, because we're not looking for destination here. We're looking for coordination. So we get the high, we get the low. We get the swing high, we get the low. This is all stuff you could do Fibonacci's inside. And then same darn thing happens. Well, a little bit more violently, though, with LTC. It falls out of the channel. 243 is above. That sucks. The 8 and the 41 completely entwined and just going nuts inside here. Let me take the candles out so that you can see. The 8 is under the 41. This is all short, but then it flips on us, even though the 243 is slashing through the channel, presenting all this confusion around. We do not have a perfect horse race, by the way. This is not a perfect horse race. That is not what this looks like. This is a jumbled, crazy-ass mess. And if you don't know how to pick up right shoulders and channel lines, like it is being presented with the EMAs here, if you don't know how to pick up low trend line, here it is again, another apex, doesn't survive, falls back down, falls through the channel, and now we have all this mess right here. We'll get a little closer. That's the 1 hour. Let's go to a 30-minute, and we'll get some clarity around this. Once again, there's our channel line. Here's the 243. 243 is presenting all this mess. Very big EMA, even in the 30-minute. Perfect little ride here of the 243, falls out of bed, the 41 crashes down, 841 crashes down, moves the price down. So this is just, I don't even know what to tell you guys. 15-minute, and then we'll be, I think 15-minute was we did 5-minute. Okay, you like shorts? You got the shorts. There's the 241, 243.41 cross. Guess what? There's the 8. You wanted it a little higher in price because you're like, Beauty, I miss all that money because Ruby, I took the 841 Ruby up here. I should have added more to this when it crossed over here. Yeah, you should have. And then here's the short. If you're thinking that it's going to roll over and you can take more position, you have to have the 8 come underneath the 243. Because now, right now, the 8 has to come underneath the 41. The 243, the hot pink line right here, is the threat to the short right now, if you are short. And the reason being is that apex W, this is a left shoulder apex, right shoulder W, remember, lower than the left. We got price movement, went on the right-hand side. We got a lovely price move here. It's now coming back to retest. If this doesn't survive, it will continue to go lower. Once again, wanting desperately to seek that lower low so that we can rest there and keep going higher. I'm going to do the 5-minute because I think that's what I did with Bitcoin. And we'll move it here, and we can see just all this craziness here. Left shoulder, apex, right shoulder, little blast off just in this area, falls off. And then here we are here now. Let's see if there's any questions. Yeah. Okay, any questions? Oop. Oh, my own stream element, my bot. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, Hal. LTC really hit hard versus BTC. Yeah, it definitely had a different kind of, rejection when it fell out of that channel. And you can see how it fought. And once it knew that it could not get back into the channel, it just gave up. It just, just said, no, thank you. Hi, the real Dino Wells. How are you, Dino? Introduce yourself to everyone. Well, you're too kind, Dino. No, you know me. No, I'm the band queen. I've been banned from everywhere. Okay, let's see if there's any questions. And then I want to make sure that like you guys, that you guys are cool. I think everyone probably knows this about me already. Have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you'll be made part of someone else's, like mine. 2, do not, for the life of me, please, do not give up your position size or contract size to anybody. Don't pass around your P&L, see that you get a little badge or some kind of bullshit like that. Stop acting that way. Always have a good chart in front of you. Always. It does not have to be mine. It should just be something that you can look at any time in the day, in any time frame, and just know. Like, just have your heart know what's going on. Now, that does not mean that that's what your mind is going to do when you start to trade, but your heart will tell you if you spend enough time with the charts, and this is what I believe because this is what I know, that let the chart kind of tell you what the hell's going on. Because there's so many other things and so many other concepts, Figure out what it is. It can be 1 line, 2 lines. It can even be no line. But you should be able to look at the chart. I mean, you look at the chart, after a while, you don't need any of this. But then, of course, we would have very little to talk about. And like Dino says, that he's learning the lingo. Everyone has a different way. Everyone that's been in it long enough might have a theory or a process that they go through, and I certainly encourage that everyone have some sort of a condor's pass, as I call it, always, especially if you've been out of the trade for, for me, it's like if you've been out of the trade for like more than 4 hours, you have to approach the trade from the beginning of time. You really do, because there may be something that you've missed. Because what affected you in the last 4 hours, it could have been something that you learned. And if you don't go back to the beginning and dig and dig and dig like that, the condor's pass, start with a big time frame, time interval, and then you literally, like a condor, come down and through and down and through until you're at a time frame that you're like, I get it now. Where you can look at a 5-minute and you can see a week. Where you can look at a week and you can see the 5-minute. So, oh, that's right. Dino, everybody meet Dino Wells. Dino is the star of the award-winning documentary, When the Bell Rings. It is on Amazon Prime or Fire Stick. Definitely check it out. And that's Dino Wells right there in our room. So everybody say hi to Dino. Hi, Dino. All right, so we're only doing 2 charts just for a couple of moments, and this is only to put some context around some things, being that we are pretty much without, any kind of, well, we don't do it like we were supposed to do it. In the beginning, we were supposed to show our charts. Everybody got to see our charts like you're seeing my chart, and we did this very well with hundreds of people, and at the end of it, we had thousands of people coming through the Hangouts and showing their charts, talking about the charts. And so if you ever hear, the phrase that, she's the grandma of all of this, these Bitcoin forums that actually use the technology of live streaming, yes, you're talking to her. I'm the one that fought for this. And I do believe that people have the right and have the need to be, able to chart, chat, and connect, just like that. Doesn't have to be on my channel, can be on someone else's channel, but to be banned, ignored, flagged, muted, reported, and all this other bullshit that's going on out there, the trade is difficult enough. It really is. So anyway, you guys probably, the Nightbot's about to tell you how to make a chicken. So we're almost 30 minutes. We kind of want to try to keep it 15 minutes. Is there anything else that you guys want to know? Is there any way you can click and check the info during the time missed quickly? Yes, because my Hangouts are, they're not, you can, if they go 4 hours, you can go back. So you can literally go back to the very beginning. Go back to the very beginning, Adina. Can't believe my Nightbot is timing out my Stream Elements bot. It's funny. So yeah, you can do that. So is there anything else you guys want to know about? Well, there were 2 domains. One, of course, I still own, which is Chart Chat Connect. The other one that I got at the same time was Coin Chat Connect. But maybe we should change it to Chart Chat and Collect. Let's see about that. All right, guys. People are peeling off right now, so I'll see you over at the WP. This is the way to handle all of the lag that's going on over there. Something that may work for you is that you open up the YouTube chat or you pop it out and then you listen to the audio from Twitch. And that seems to be working out really well. You want to follow me? I'm on Twitter at BeautyBubble. I'm on both channels, YouTube and Twitch, at least once a day. And over at Twitch, I'm doing something that's kind of fun over there. It's more of a lifestyle channel, but I'm showcasing this steam whale, and that's kind of fun. And well, Dina, the way that the Nightbot works is that it's you load it up and have it verified with your channel, and then you can feed it with what it is that you want to say. So they've got some things that are automatic, you know, but you can still put them in. Like I can do exclamation, the word rules. Let's see if that one still works. The other ones are what are called timed. So there's 2 sections. You can use the exclamation points or you can use the timed ones, which are hands-free for me. The other ones you have to get your hands in there. Let me see what they're called. I don't use them anymore. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, I thought it was rules. And it's not like rules, like I'm making up the rules. Let me see, they're called commands, that's right. And you make custom commands. And yes, I can do about. So we can do exclamation, about, watch. Okay, there we go. So that is a command using exclamation about. And then that one I also wrote. So this would have been for when I don't have the audio going. Another one I have is gosh, I have 24 of these. Let me see what else I've got. This is kind of fun because you've got the Patreon now. I use this one that's kind of cute. There you go. That sends you over to my Patreon, I think. Yes. I think that's the command to get you the lemon chicken recipe. I'm pretty sure people would love it if I would do that, and it would just kind of would send you $10,000, you know? Send you Bitcoin. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, you've been listening to Beauty Bubble on YouTube. And thank you for your time, and we'll do more of these if it seems necessary, especially when we feel like we might not be getting the attention that we deserve. So, okay, talk to everybody later. Bye-bye now.